Hello, 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 hello. Howdy. Hi, 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 hi. Castle looking sick. Hey, thanks, dog. What the fuck? Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Today we are doing the dreaded female common room for Gryffindor, that is. 'Cause we need to finish this so that I can move on to a different common room. Put it off long enough. Where are we getting Minecraft music? We shouldn't be getting Minecraft music. First stream of the year? True. Yeah, Gryffindor is the only one we've done so far. Let me know how the balance is there on the audio, because it's a little loud on my end. Why does it always do that? I see. Hmm. You know, first stream of the new year, we already run into a problem. It's truly magnificent how quickly that can happen, huh? I feel like this is like... This is just building this castle in a nutshell. Oh, what's that? There's a problem? What else is new? What happens when I don't build for a while? I forget where everything is. Hmm. Hope everybody had a good New Year. Hope everything's good with you and your family. Son of a bitch. Whatever. I had an alright Christmas. It wasn't anything, you know, to write home about. But you know, I guess, you know, I'm 30 now. I'm gonna be 31 soon. Only 2 more months. Christmas kinda loses its luster after a while, especially when you don't have kids to create that magic for. Do I have... Oh, I do have vibrant visuals on. No wonder the game's running like dookie. Fuck. There we go. There's a few more frames. No, not quite. You guys know how I do the pensieve. It would be made using the end block. You'd have kids? Yeah. I'll get right on that. Right after I start making actual money and find a woman who loves me. That's fine. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. It's very difficult to meet people when you spend all of your time indoors. And you have, as the kids say, negative riz. This controller is dog shit that I'm using. I just want to get that out of the way. This thing is terrible. The B button sticks. It's a lonely life when you're not a people person. But regardless, my life is fine. No need to worry. I don't think I can put that window there. I got a new headset. I got a SteelSeries wireless headset from my Xbox, which is very nice. I've been a staunch anti-wireless headset user for a long time. I just thought, like, what's the point in getting a wireless headset? Because you're gonna need to charge it, and like, you don't need to charge a wired headset, you just plug it into the controller. But then, I was like, well, I can walk around my room without needing to pick up the controller and carry the controller with the wire dangling. My cat likes to lay on my chest when I'm like slouching in my chair, and he would lay on the wire. So anytime I move my head, it would yank and like all that jazz. And just, I don't know. It's just so much more convenient being wireless. Like even now I'm using a wired headset on the PC. And this cord is so like, it's just too short. So I'm like having to put it in weird positions in order to, I don't know, actually use it. What am I looking for? For realsies. That's fine. Got the Gringotts Lego set coming tomorrow? Jeez. I'm sure that's going to be fun to build. On the bucket of water. I don't have room for Lego sets. My shelf in my room is just so full of shit that I can't possibly fit more. Which is sad because I always see stuff online and I'm like, man, I really want this piece of merch, or, you know, something of that ilk. And it's just like, you don't have room on your shelf. You don't have room on your shelf. You don't have room on your shelf. And I ain't got a lot of room in my room. So it's, you know, difficult to find space. Oh, I mean, look, if I had my own house, it would be a different story. There would be nerd merch fucking everywhere. Only you could actually put sunflower in a pot. Daisy's gonna have to do. Well, this is gonna be fun. Fuck. Not this shit again. You know, why does the girls' dorm get all of, like, the nice stuff? The boys' dorm doesn't have shit. There's 3 different circular rooms, and that's it. There's no bathroom over there. There's no bathtub room like the girls' dorm has. They don't have a giant prefect room like this anywhere. The dudes get cheaped out in Gryffindor. Hello. Hi, howdy. Again, we have this situation. We love false windows. Woo! You're working on the, I'm guessing, prefect dorm on the girls' side of Gryffindor Common Room. I have no data to back up that this is a prefect common room, but I'm just going to assume it is. Because it's massive. I have nostalgia for any of my recent builds? Not really. I feel like it's kind of hard to be nostalgic for a recent build. You know? It's like, it's too recent. I don't even know if I really have that much nostalgia for any of my builds. I mean, like, hmm. I think if I went back and looked at some of my builds from like 2012, but even then, anytime I've ever really done that, it's not really like nostalgic, like memory wise. It's just, I don't know. Not really nostalgic memory wise. It's just more like every time I see my old builds, I'm just like, ew, how did I think this looked good? I do that even with my Hogwarts, my other Hogwarts. Because, like, I'll build on this one for a while, and then I'll go back and, like, take some screenshots with shaders and stuff. And then, I don't know, it's just like, I look at it and I'm like, oh god, the Legacy Castle is just so much better. I know not everybody agrees with that, and that's cool. But to me, this castle's so much nicer than my other one. It's so much nicer. I feel way more proud of the build quality of this castle than I did the other one. I don't know though. What do you guys think? If you had to compare, like build quality wise, not like what you think's better as a complete package, because obviously the other map's better as a complete package because it has everything. But like if we're just talking strictly like build quality, I think this map blows it out of the fucking water. I don't even think it's that close either. Yeah, exactly my thoughts. Time's even more recent. Yeah, I mean, you know, you're your own harshest critic, always, and that's how it'll always be. Obviously, I don't find anything that. I mean, I do. I was gonna say I don't find anything that particularly wrong with my other world, but that's not true. I mean, that just comes with the territory, though. You know, I've been building on it for what, like, God, 2014, 11, 12, 12 years. It'll be 12 years this year. When you're working on something for 12 years and it's like continue like just try to it's like molding a piece of shit. Maybe a little less harsh than that, but it's in the same vein for me where it's like, well, you know, you can only polish a turd so much. You know what I mean? It's like when a city is so clearly was built like hundreds of years ago, but they try to like fill it with modern spaces, and then you have like the modern houses right next to like houses built in like the early 1900s, and it's like, yeah, it's cool because it shows the history, but at the same time it's very obvious that the build quality is just so much better here than it is here. And you take that whichever way you want, because obviously like early 1900s architecture is a lot nicer than some of the bullshit people make now, but tried to do a legacy castle last year, and the defense against the Dark Arts Tower is so annoying. Pungent Passage 2, it's difficult layout wise. I have not even started on the East Wing yet. But I can tell you, so far, the West Wing has been a ball ache trying to make everything fit. Because I'm sure you know this, you might think, looking at the outside of the castle, that all the interior fits no problem, and that was my uh, impression when I played the game originally. I was like, oh man, this is going to be so easy. Boy, could I have never been more wrong in my life. Happy New Year, a little late, but it's the thought that counts. Hey, it's only a week past New Year's. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I hope your guys' 2026s are just fantastic. I mean, this is my defense against the Dark Arts Tower. Yeah, no, this is in the tower. I still haven't added the windows to the back of the astronomy tower because I don't know how the stairs are going to line up yet, and I just don't want the annoyance. And as far as like the interior goes in here, the only thing I've tried to really line up was the bridges. Everything else is like, it's gonna be hit or miss, which really is, it really sucks. Why is this fucked up? How am I just now noticing this? Or is this side fucked up? Oh no. Must have been a copy-paste job gone horribly wrong. What do you do typically when builds are finished? I'm just kind of admire your perseverance, journey versus end goal. Both. Obviously, I don't know. I do view like Minecraft building as art. It might be controversial, but I don't really care. I think that when it comes down to it, art is very subjective. And when it comes to this specifically, I feel like, I don't know, creativity is art at the end of the day. And most artists will they just like to do what they do. And I'm not calling myself an artist. I think there is an art to be had with this. Not saying I'm necessarily an artist. I don't think I am really in the traditional sense of the word. I don't even really know what I'm getting at here. Journey versus end goal, it's both. Obviously I want to see it done, but I also do enjoy the building process sometimes. I don't always. And that's why I tend to get burned out a lot. It's because I'll do things that I just don't want to do, but they have to be done, like terrain. I hate doing terrain. If there's anything that burns me out the most, it's terrain. Like you can just tell by looking, like I did all this and it looks fantastic, but then I get around like here and it's like, yeah, you know, I want to do more terrain, but like a lot of the terrain over here is just flat. It's just flat. There's no cool cliffs. It's just slow descents down. And it's like, this shit's boring as fuck. And it's not fun to stream. And you know, a lot of my inspiration just it's just building the castle, you know? Like I don't give a fuck about the terrain. It's obvious that it's the like one of the most important parts of making it look accurate and correct. I acknowledge that, but it's such a pain in the ass and it's not fun and I hate doing it. I just don't know any other way. Like I know people who are really good at using like certain programs to do terrain, and I've asked people if they would just do the legacy terrain, just take my map, put my castle on like legitimate legacy terrain, because I'm sure they could find like schematics of the terrain from the game just fine. But I don't know. It's like building a puzzle. Obviously, the whole intent of building a puzzle is to get to the end. You know? But that doesn't make like it doesn't make it any less fun. You know, it just depends on how you feel about it, I guess. Every new build is another puzzle piece away from getting to the end. I don't really know how to explain it. You managed to get a 3D model of the Legacy Castle with terrain, but you've had to find a way to convert it into Minecraft. Yeah, I think another issue that I would have doing or like using terrain data is what if my scale does not line up with the in-game scale? Because I'm not building the castle one for one. I could not be fucking bothered. The whole like 1-to-1 scale thing is so unattractive to me. And not that there's anything wrong with people who try to go for like 1-to-1 scale, but people always ask me like, "Oh, what scale is your castle?" or like, "What scale are you going for?" And it's just like, I don't fucking know. I load up the game alongside the castle and I just look at it and I look at some towers relative to others and I'm just like, "Okay, that works. That seems right." You know, I don't know. I don't give a shit about scale. Doubt it's possible considering the windows. Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's been so many there's been so many moments already and I've not done that much of the West Wing yet. But there's been so many moments where the windows just don't line up. Or like in the Great Hall how there's a window outside or a window inside that doesn't exist outside. That one's fun. That's true. I mean, like, how do I put this? I am very passionate about level design in games. Like, so passionate about it. Which is funny because, like, I have no experience with game design. I don't know shit about shit when it comes to game design. I have zero clue. I've not gone to school for it. But to me, it's one of those things it's so fascinating. The idea of creating a world that is not real, and not necessarily realistic either, but one that feels real. It's like, how do I don't even know how to explain it. A lot of game developers will tell you like their worlds aren't built to be realistic, they're built to look a certain way. They're meant to look like it's like going to a museum and seeing an exhibit, right? For like an old, like an old I don't know, like an old house, like an old west sort of like stage setup, and it's like, it uses all of the original products of the time, and it's like an IKEA showroom, right? That's a better example. It's like an IKEA showroom. They're built to look like places, but they're not built to be places. And I find that shit so fascinating. I'm sure it would come as no surprise to any person who's followed my channel for a while that I would love to do level art for a game. I would love to do that. Like, that would be my dream job. And I'm not talking like I can't draw for shit. I'm not talking like art as in like concept art or like not even necessarily level design, just level art. Cuz there's different like layers to building a level in a game. There's the artists, and there's the like world designers. And it's like the world designers come up with the design and the layout for things, and then the artists come in afterwards and they just make it fancy. They make it look good. They put in the small details, they put in the art. I like that. Like, that's, to me, that's, I don't know. It's what I'd like to do with my life if I had a choice. Cause like I play so many video games. I don't know if it's apparent by just watching my streams or just having watched my YouTube videos for a while. I play so many different games. And it's so like I always just get so enthralled by the stupidest little details. I can't tell you why. Like, I had a whole when I was addicted to Red Dead RP for a time, I had this whole like 20-minute epiphany uh, when I was just watching how the water in game ripples around. Like I just sat there and made my character spin around in circles in the water because it like created little I don't even know what you'd call them. Like whirlpools in the water. I also built things only they're Game of Thrones themed, like the Red Keep, Dragonstone, etc. And when I need to create terrain, I use Axiom. That's why I build it on Java, then export it. Yeah, I mean that's what most people use. Levels are meant to look the way the creators imagined it, but restrictions of real life makes it fall short. Just like real life restrictions doesn't allow you to become one. Yeah. Maybe someday. In a perfect world. There's virtually no difference between you and Bob Ross. Maybe the hair. I mean, I think there's a world of difference between me and Bob Ross, but I appreciate the compliment. At the end of the day, a lot of the builds I do are just recreations. They're not my design. They're not my ideas, really. So I don't know. Obviously, I do have builds that I'm really proud of that I've come up with. But they're never the ones that get popular, you know? It's always just Hogwarts, and that's fine with me, because I like building Hogwarts. Obviously, I wouldn't do it if I didn't. Which Discord server? Mine? I think I might have closed it. Billions of dollars. Billions. Oh, I need to get rid of that link then. I closed my Discord. I didn't really use it. I'm way more active on like Centaur and Lady Camelot's Discord than I am on my own. That and Dragonaut's Discord. So I just figured like what's the point? You guys can find me. I'm not hard to find. I respond to YouTube comments. I do. Is it still open? Oh, I don't know. The link might just be old. I do for the most part, I use Drags and I use Lady Camelot's and Centaur's server. Spent 5 years or so building Hogwarts, and I've gotten so much better over time, but every time I try to build something else, I'm just so shit. I only build Hogwarts-style architecture. Just comes with time. Legitimately. Just gotta be willing to try and fail. I mean, if you look back on some of my old videos of my original castle, it's, you know, ugly, to say the very least. But, you know, I don't think I'd be... It's so funny, like, how life is sometimes. Because, like, I've gotten so many opportunities that I would have never gotten had I just not randomly one day decided to build Hogwarts on Xbox. And it wasn't even for, like, pure reasons. I just didn't like I didn't like anybody else's Hogwarts on console at the time. I just thought they all looked like shit. So I'm like, oh, I'll just build my own. Fuck it. I'd love to try to build a book accurate Hogwarts at some point with a more medieval style in Ilvermorny. Even Dragger, the reason I started, lol, I don't think it would be possible to build a full Hogwarts but after seeing yours. I mean, there've been videos of Hogwarts for years. People have been building Hogwarts in Minecraft since, like, the beginning of time, it feels like. I had seen so many other people's Hogwartses as well before doing mine, and I just didn't like them. I'll be INA, I'll be honest. Mine's not perfect. I know damn well mine ain't perfect. But it's mine, you know? Doesn't have to be perfect. I was 19 when I started building my original castle. I'm 30 now. I'm gonna be 31 in 2 months. Because of this build, I've met so many friends, so many people I would have never met otherwise. I worked on the marketplace, the Minecraft marketplace, that is. I became Minecraft Discord mod. It's weird to look back on. It's literally how I ended up on your channel, because I didn't like any of the Hogwarts themes available for Minecraft, and after seeing and searching I found this gold mine. The only one I more or less liked was the adventure map from Witchcraft and Wizardry. I don't even know what that is. I'll tell you, out of the loop I am on Hogwarts maps. I'm sure there were better maps, and I'm sure there is better maps, but if you went back in time and told my 19-year-old self that there are better maps, he probably would have said, just shut the fuck up and no it isn't. Really, I feel a bit of nostalgia for the Legacy game. It's gotta be having moved on to a different period in life. Always weird feeling remembering the past, present. It's a very impressive map, but the Hogwarts is fairly inaccurate. But to be fair, they also included literally every location from the movies, including the entirety of London. Hey, I know what that's like, so fair to them. Hey. Oh, you mean, are you talking about, what are their names? Blue Network. Blue Network's castle. Hello, Blocky. Yeah, I would like to. The Roblox castle's also great. I'll take your word for it. I mean, I don't play Roblox, so I don't know. It'll be hell of a challenge to start building this for tutorials. I want to start, but there's no point until we finish the others. I do not envy you. As I've told you guys many times before, There is no money in this world that would get me to do a Hogwarts tutorial. I don't care. There is no money in this world. Have you played any of the Harry Potter mobile games? No. I don't really like mobile games. The only mobile game I play is Balatro. Couldn't I sell what to Marketplace when I completed them? The Hogwartses? No. Uh-uh. Hogwarts Mystery's kinda good. Sure. I'll take your word for it. I don't know. Oh, I'd be on like episode 200 by now. Yeah, Drag did a tutorial. The thing with Drag's tutorial, and I love his castle, and I love it now, and I think that it was really smart of him to do his his tutorial this way. His castle's really small, and I I do not blame him whatsoever for doing that because it just makes a lot more sense to do a smaller castle for your tutorial because it's just quicker and it's easier. Like, I'm pretty sure that his tutorial castle could fit inside my legacy castle and have tons of room to spare. No, he never did a legacy castle. I'm just talking about his original tutorial castle. But I of course give credit where it's due. Like I'm not going out of my way to do a tutorial. I can't. There's too much planning that goes into it. Everything needs to be planned out so that it works and is easy to follow, and I don't, for the life of me, don't have the patience. Nor do I have the drive. I mean, I've been making YouTube videos since 2011. I was 16. I spent almost half of my life making YouTube videos. For sure. Do you see the size of this thing? I'm pretty sure his castle could fit under my terrain. Like, I could probably fit his castle down here. This castle, I mean, I don't know if it's a scale thing or what, but this castle's fucking huge. Like, as far as scale goes, I don't think it's even remotely close. But again, I don't blame him for making a small tutorial castle. I don't know why the devs made the castle so big, but with so much empty space though. Time, budget. Those are mostly like the big ones. Or maybe they just felt like the layout that they had was good enough to where it wasn't. Because you like, you got to think about player retention when designing a level. If players are continuously getting lost, you know, and like they don't have any direction, they're gonna just quit. And like Legacy's castle's really, the layout is very simple. There's not too many branching paths. There's enough secrets to where it's like, yeah, this is Hogwarts, you know? But it's not like, it's not the maze that it's described in the books. And I always tried to stay conscious of that too when doing the interior of my original castle, because I've how do I say this? I had seen so many like Hogwartses that were so, there were so many hallways, like just long hallways that didn't lead to anything. It's like, I tried really hard to make sure that all of the hallways that I've built lead to something, but don't feel too empty. If that makes any sense, because I had seen so many Hogwartses with like, you know, their hallways are, how do I show this? They have hallways like this. And like you walk around the hallways just like getting lost. You don't want to get lost. Like you don't want your players to get lost. You want them to get lost in the sense that this is a place that they haven't been before and they need to learn the layout. But if you give somebody a maze, they're not going to learn the layout. Like, I can find, even back when I first played the game, you can see it because I streamed my first couple hours of Legacy, so I wanted to give my first impression of the castle. I have a video of it on the channel. I could find my way around, but that's because I know Hogwarts. You gotta think about people who have, like, casually watched the movies, casually read the books, and they're coming into this game, and maybe they're not even Harry Potter games. Or not even Harry Potter fans. And they're coming into this game, they need to be able to get around while still feeling like, you know, this place is huge. You got to give them direction or else they're just going to get lost. And if they get lost too much, they're going to put the game down. You don't want that to happen. That's why I think the interior of Legacy is so well built, because there's places... there's not too many places. There's a lot of empty space, for sure. There's a lot of empty space for sure, but there's enough there that you can still find your way around if you know Hogwarts. And even if you don't, you could just say, oh, there's this hallway here that leads to this. There's this hallway here that leads to this. And if you try to overcomplicate that, you lose people. That's true, because 90% of the players don't give a shit about accuracy to the movies. They just want a good game main hub. I do just wish it was a bit more accurate in terms of the movie's Gothic architecture. Let me just say, I love original Hogwarts, and I loved Legacy Hogwarts. I know people who hate the Legacy Hogwarts, and I totally understand why they hate it, but I love it so much. I think there's so many cool designs. It's definitely more fantasy than it is Gothic, like normal Hogwarts. And it also depends on, like, which movie Hogwarts you're referring to, because if you're talking about, like, the first two, that's a lot more like traditional, like, English castle with a little bit of Gothic in it. But obviously the more you get towards the end, it's Gothic, Gothic, Gothic everywhere. But this castle is just like, it takes Gothic inspiration, and it takes Hogwarts' overall shape, and it just makes it bigger in the right places, I think. But there's also, like, there's an extra layer of fantasy that doesn't really exist in the movie castles. Like, there's some super exaggerated spots that just, like, they look almost like Disney castle kind of style, like just fantasy. Like the oh my god, the Ravenclaw common room tower. Like, that doesn't look like Hogwarts design. That's like, you see that on the Disney castle. Another big one is the headmaster's office. Like, this design is so strange comparing it to the movie one. Like, this outside balcony is so impractical. Why would you ever want that? But it's also, I don't know. I find this castle so unique. Like, it's still Hogwarts. Like, if you come all the way up here, right? If you come all the way up here and you look down, it has all of the Hogwarts isms. You know, it's got the Great Hall, the courtyard, the Grand Staircase Tower, the quad, the clock tower, the astronomy tower, the viaduct entrance, the long gallery, the bell towers, the extra bell tower, the Transfiguration courtyard. It has everything, but it's different enough to where nobody's like, you don't question. I don't know. I find it. I would have loved to have been involved in this game, or even just been a fly on the wall in some of their meetings where they were coming up with, like, okay, how do we take the castle that everybody knows and loves and change it enough to where it's not stupid, but it's still ours. Sorry, I rambled a bit and I lost track of some of these comments. Hold on. Yes, that's what I despise in Hogwarts is the hallways should be grand and meaningful, not a maze of thin stone passages. Yeah. Yeah, just make explicit arrows giving direction around the map IKEA style. That would suck. The one thing I do think was genius was splitting the castle between student facility and the academic side. That I agree with. I think that was a really good idea. Because the West Wing is just, it's where people live and it's where you get your food. And then you go over to the East Wing and you do your studies. I think that just makes sense. It's one of the few complaints I have about the Legacy Castle is that they did the I can't pronounce that word in good faith. Cathedral corridor dirty. Yeah, I mean, isn't it just, is that not where the fart room is? Is it even in Legacy? I know there's a similar one in the dungeons where Moaning Myrtle's bathroom is. Dumbledore's quite tall. Let's see. Completely and utterly respect the choice to go with the Half-Blood Prince Training Grounds Tower rather than the Alnwick Towers. Yeah, I mean, they like, because they have everything already. They got the library, they got all the classrooms, they got a bunch of extra stuff. Realistically, what else could they have put if they had had the Training Grounds Towers? I can't really think of anything. Unless you're just a proponent of Hogwarts having a bunch of like empty classrooms, which technically, yeah, it does. With some friends, we almost finished the interiors of your castle. This castle? Training Grounds towers are pretty empty. Mine used to be when I had them. I can't wait to do this. I love this area. I don't actually remember how you get into this hallway. It's been a while since I played this game. Here it is. Yeah, I mean, this is the fart corridor. This is the most, like... How do I pronounce that? Is it Gloucester? I'll ask Google.
Gloucester.
Gloucester Cathedral. Okay. This is the most Gloucester style hallway that I can think of in this castle. You know, I have um like I've learned how to pronounce it and then I've just forgotten. Transfiguration. They quite literally shit on it. You're in Wiltshire, so you don't go to Gloucester at all. I don't remember this room. I don't think I've ever come in here. Maybe I have. Even after all these years, there's still little secrets to find. Is that the room Newt and Lita hide out in Fantastic Beasts? I don't know. Maybe. Can't quite say. I have only watched the Fantastic Beasts movie once. It's the blood on the wall corridor. Chamber Secrets. Yeah, I know. I know what it is. I how the fuck do you get to the bell tower again? Oh yeah. This field guide page has made me suffer. Same. I forgot all about the tapestry corridor. I really like this hallway, by the way. Can't wait to build this too. They did the tapestry corridor well, at least. And the storeroom. Anyway, that is like the only Gloucester Cathedral hallway I can think of. Also, you like my firebolt? Gotta love mods. just not accurate. Well, it's the thing, right? They have their own take on Hogwarts. The important things are where they need to be, and everything else in between is what they came up with. Which is really no different than like my castle interior. You know, a lot of the shit I put in my castle is just stuff I made up along the way. It's mostly informed guesses, and that's it. When you complete Legacy, do you have to play it again and again so you can access all areas? No, I downloaded a save when I got this game on PC. I downloaded 100% save, and then I've modded it so that every door's unlocked. Please do. Yeah, I've got a handful of mods that, like, I can change my house so that I can access the common rooms. I got a mod menu. I really don't have much intention to like actually play this game on PC. I really just kind of have it so that I can do this. Can't do that on Xbox? No. But if you've 100% of the game, then you should have no problem getting anywhere other than if you need to see the common rooms, which you'll just have to do the intro with all four houses so that you can get to your common room. I would recommend doing them all as female because as a woman you can enter the boys' dorm, but as a boy you can't enter the girls' dorms. So in any of the common rooms you can't. The important things are where they need to be. Everything else in the middle is the poo waiting to be molded, pretty much. I'm just so perplexed as to what they will do with Hogwarts in the next game. So excited to see, will they make it more accurate to the films or maybe even the series? My hope is that they keep the same map but just add more areas. Like I don't think I think a lot more missions need to take place at Hogwarts. You need more classes. They just need to take everything that Rockstar did with Bully and apply it to this game, and it would be generational. Like online multiplayer Quidditch? Oh, you just mean exploring? I don't know. I like my single player RPGs. As fun as it would be to have like an MMO style Harry Potter game with this world, I just feel like I just don't trust the developers enough. I'm gonna be honest. And it's not, well, maybe it's, no, that's not fair. It's not that I don't trust the developers, I don't trust the publishers. I don't think, like, live service games are so hit or miss, especially nowadays, that it's like I just don't know. I just don't know if I would trust them to do a good job with it. And I know it's like us, we sit here as big Harry Potter marks and we're like, "Oh man, Harry Potter's great. We love it." And we would just be excited to be able to explore Hogwarts with our friends, but there needs to be more than that. And I just don't think that style really lends itself to the experience. Cuz like you're only going to get one of two with this idea. You're going to either get a good story or you're going to get an online game that feels shallow. I mean, yeah, exactly. Just go look at what they did with the Quidditch game. You can buy that shit for pennies now because nobody played it. It was so shallow. There was nothing to really do in it. I didn't even play it for gosh sakes. I don't. Quidditch to me is a good mini game, but it's not a good game. I don't think dedicating a game. I mean, you can go back and watch my streams from before the game came out. I was so worried about them releasing the Quidditch game because I was really worried that like the publishers would see. I knew it was gonna fail, but I was so worried that the publishers were gonna see that like the game's not doing well, and then they'd be like, oh well, people just don't like they don't care about Harry Potter, which is crazy because Legacy sold like a motherfucker. But with the way the games industry is even if like shitty projects get greenlit by a company, which they often do, and it's not the developer's fault, but projects that just are doomed from the start often get greenlit, and it's like, man, like you could just be like they're just chasing trends, and it's just so much. I don't know. I was so worried that again they would see that the game failed because we all knew it was gonna, and that they would just lose interest in making Harry Potter games because in their eyes it's not profitable. Thankfully that seems to not be the case, but it very well could have been. And that to me is worrisome because it's to me it's so easy, man, and it sucks, especially with like the modern day game industry. It's like, man, there's so many good ideas, but like the only way it feels like nowadays that a good game gets made is either A, the developer or the publishers don't cram the developers every step that they can get so that the game either comes out early or it comes out unfinished or whatever have you. It feels more like when a game comes out now, it's better off just being an indie game because you won't have these issues. And it's just, straight up the last thing I would want is for the next legacy title to just get fucked, essentially. I want it to do well. I want it to come out. I want it to fix a lot of the problems with the original game. I want it to fix some of the pacing issues. I want it to. I just want them to do Bully. That's it. I just want them to take Bully and then do it. That's it. Just do Bully. Because that game is it's literally perfect for what Hogwarts game, like a Harry Potter game, should be. Make it so you have to attend your classes every day. Make it so you have to go to bed at a certain time or else you fall asleep. Make it so you can't explore the castle at night. But if you do, then, you know, you have to worry about prefects catching you or what have you. Do I have to pay for mods? No, they're free. Telling me it's a Quidditch game you can't play as the Chudley Cannons. Yeah, man. I just, man, I could complain about the game industry forever. I really could. That'll be a fun memory to look back on in a few years. Wrote the date wrong? No, I didn't. This is American. Oh, I did. Fuck. Nobody saw that. No, nobody, we Americans are just really smart. Good news, I did these pillars all wrong. There's only supposed to be 3 of these arches instead of 4. I don't care. Nobody's gonna notice. Except for you guys, and you guys keep your mouth shut. Or else. Oh. Oh, I know. I know. Now it needs to be taller. Loop, loop. One, two, three, four. 4 beds total. It's directly under the window. Excuse me. Now, how do we do a diagonal bed? Do we do a diagonal bed or just no? We just do this. Yeah, that's fine. Gotta go. Great to see you streaming again. Can't wait to see more HL progress. See you around. Hey, thanks for coming, buddy. See, if I was in this common room, this is where I'd be sitting every fucking day. Right in front of the wood burn stove. Ugh. I miss the cold just for this very specific thing. Like, a I have like a space heater that sometimes I'll sit in front of, but it's hard every day in Florida because it's just so fucking hot all the time. But I loved just sitting in front of the heater back home. Second, I'm getting a phone call. What's the temp here? Let's see. It is 72 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 22 degrees Celsius. Which, granted, isn't the most hot day in Florida, but it's also January. And if I was back home, it would be 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 0 degrees Celsius. Yeah, it's 22 degrees Celsius. Florida's hot, man. This is winter here. 23 degrees Fahrenheit there. I mean, that's even colder than where I used to live, so I hope you're bundled up, because that's Chile. Minus 5 degrees Celsius. Nice. I mean, look, I only let you guys know what it is in Celsius because I know you're not American. I don't know how to do Celsius just doesn't exist in my brain. It's not real. Can't hurt me. I've never learned how to convert it. I just look it up on my phone every time. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Look, I know, I get it. The water boils at 100 degrees Celsius and it freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. I get it, but that's not what I was taught growing up. Yeah, no, you don't want to move to the United States. It sucks here. Our president's a fucking moron. Our healthcare's a joke. It's embarrassing to live here most days. Fahrenheit makes a bit more sense, that the difference between hot and cold is actually serious. Yeah. Here's the thing with Fahrenheit. Even if, which you're not taking into effect like boiling or freezing, Fahrenheit makes sense for like how it feels out like to the human body. So like if it's 0 degrees outside Fahrenheit, it's fucking freezing. Technically it's freezing at like 32 degrees. But if it's like 80 to 90 degrees or 100 degrees, it is hot as shit. Is anybody in politics ever good? Not really. It's always just lesser of two evils with most people, which sucks. But hey, what are we going to do about it? Half my country thinks that it's fine for the president to mock people's deaths, act like a kindergarten child, hire all of his buddies, get away with sex crimes. They think it's based and cool. So what the fuck am I gonna do? I can vote all I want, but if my country's full of a bunch of fucking idiots, not much I can really do about it. And let me tell you, my country's full of a bunch of fucking idiots. Our current administration is so based and so cool that we're bringing back extinct diseases because we've got idiots in charge of healthcare who think that vaccines aren't real and that they cause autism and that they actually lead to early life death and that herd immunity doesn't exist and that vaccines are from the devil and whatever the fuck else they say. The problem is like once they're there, they're there. And it sucks. But no amount of like trying to convince them that they're wrong or like that it's immoral is going to change their minds. They don't care. It just is what it is. Trump needs a lot more than the three ghosts of Xmas, but I won't go into specifics. Either way, politics is not my forte. I don't really know much. I know what I see, and I like what I like what I like, and I don't like what I don't like. It's that simple. And to me, I feel like the president of a country, especially like a first world country like the United States, should show basic respect and decorum and not just be a fucking Redditor, essentially. Somebody who thinks he can just do whatever the fuck he wants because he kind of can, and there's really nothing anybody can do about it. I mean, he's already been impeached once. Actually, he's been impeached twice during his first run. Oh, the country absolutely has been sent back. At 40 years is generous. It's been sent back like 100 years at this point. We got our own version of the Great Depression. Racism's higher than it's been in fucking 100 years. We got school shootings left and right. We got the president going on live television and making fun of two colleagues being assassinated. We got the president fucking lowering the flag half mast because some fucking right wing podcaster got shot in the neck. But, hey, another politician, some governors of some actual states, when they get killed, it's just funny. It's so fucking embarrassing. Like, obviously, the older you get, the more politicians just don't, like, especially the president, the more you realize, like, it's just, they're not good people. They never really have been. But, like, I couldn't imagine having like a kid here in the States and seeing, like, Trump is not a person I could tell my kids, like, this is the president. This is like, this person here is what you should strive to be. He's not a role model in any way. He's just a garbage human feeding garbage humans a reason to be garbage humans, and it's fucking embarrassing. It's like nobody in this country can think for themselves. They're just like, oh, yeah, well, Trump said this, Trump said that. Oh, well, there's studies debunking that. Those studies aren't real. It's like, what the where we're living in pretend world here. We're living in La La Land. It's like it's like Trump's a big fucking baby and we're all his toys. And if he has a fit or he doesn't like something or yada yada ding dang zim zam bibbity boppity, too fucking bad. Oh, what's that? Mom Donnie won the the mayoral race in New York. Well, maybe it's time for New York to stop getting so much funding. Maybe it's time for all of these Democratic states to just lose funding because I don't want to pay for that shit. They're evil and blah blah blah. It's a joke. See, that is the one nice thing about America is our right to privacy in general. Something like that could never fly here because there's a constitution that says that they couldn't. And it's very hard for amendments to be changed here. But I don't know. Florida is a big fan and I hate it here. But I do not have the benefit of being able to leave right now, so I'm stuck here with a bunch of fucking morons. And there's really nothing I can do about that. Like, I won't pretend like where I used to live was perfect, because it wasn't. It had plenty of problems. But when you compare, do you pay for medical insurance then? And does that come in different tiers? I think it do. Yeah, I don't have insurance because insurance is too much money. So anytime I have to go to the doctors or anything, really, I mean, I have mental health problems. You think, I gotta go to therapy and I need to go to psychiatry to get my medications or else they don't refill them here. Um, yeah, we had to find a clinic here that was for low end families because, and even still, it costs like $25 a visit to go to psychiatry, which isn't that much, but when I lived where I used to live, I used to get Medicaid. And well, I mean, with your disability, you'd probably be able to get medical aid, like Medicaid, like I used to have. It just depends where you move, which is the weird thing about the states is that some policies only exist in certain states and some only exist somewhere else. For example, where I used to live, I could get Medicaid, which was government like subsidied healthcare, which was nice because I had no income really and I could not afford insurance and I could get insurance through the state. I can't get that down here because it's Florida and Florida hates the mentally ill so much that they would rather we just die. But on the flip, I've been trying to get disability for years now, and I'm still not even really close. I've applied multiple times. I've been told that my mental disability is not enough in their eyes for disability benefits, even though it affects my ability to work and it affects my ability to literally do pretty much anything. It's just they don't care. Every government program in the United States is purposely made so difficult that that they just want you to give up. They don't want to help you. They want you to quit because you're so sick of trying, and then they don't have to give you anything. It's so ass backwards. You'd have to pay for everything unless you could get disability for those things, which most people don't. So if you have ADHD, guess what? You're using an app called GoodRx, and uh, you're paying for your medication out of pocket. Sorry. I say sorry as if like any of them would actually say sorry for it. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. My first therapist that I saw when I first started getting help for my mental health issues, when I brought up the idea of getting like a disability, his reaction was literally good fucking luck. And I was like, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And he's like, "The system is designed in a way that they don't want you to win. They want you to get so annoyed at trying and failing and trying and failing and trying and failing that you just give up." I've got to go to court soon because I have to take my complaints to court and explain to them my disability and why it is what it is and how it affects my everyday life, because I've done the application and the appeal process multiple times and I've gotten nowhere. They tell me the same thing every single time, even though at the end of the uh, application, they give you this big ass, like 2, 3 pages worth of empty space where you can explain to them in great detail why you believe or why you think that you deserve help and why you think that your disability is bad enough for government help. I have written books, books in there about why and how my disability has affected my chance to get work and finish school. I don't qualify for anything. There's nothing I can do, really, other than potentially work at like a fast food place. And even then, I couldn't handle that. I just couldn't. My anxiety would be too bad. I explained that to them in grave detail all the time. And I just feel like they don't actually look. I feel like they don't read it. There's no way they do. I don't know how Northern Europe has done it. No society is perfect, but they are pretty decent at it. Yeah. It's because democratic socialism actually. It's pretty hard to get benefits here too, though. It's not straightforward, but there is also the argument that people abuse the system, which makes it difficult for those who really need it. Well, definitely. Uh, Look, I'm not saying this in like a disparaging way or like, I guess I am. I don't know. It's frustrating to me that the system is as annoying as it is, but I totally get why. Like, it makes sense. I just don't like it. I totally get it, but it's just frustrating when, like Cam said, you shouldn't have to explain yourself like that to a bunch of people who've already decided they don't believe you before they've had a chance to answer. Before you've had a chance to answer, it's dystopian. It is dystopian. It's funny, I'm replaying Cyberpunk right now. Love Cyberpunk. Great game. And man, sometimes some of the things you see on like the TVs and stuff in game, it's like, oh my God. Like this is life right now. This is what I'm feeling right now. And it shouldn't be because that is an actual dystopian universe. And it's scary to think that we even have like anything remotely in common with such a shitty place like Night City. Certainly going to be very challenging for you, Pone. Is only going to add to the trauma. I don't care at this point. I am willing to do just about anything to explain to these dumb motherfuckers everything I need to explain because I can't sit and just accept the fact that I'm never going to have money and I'm never going to be able to take care of myself. I can't live with the fact that everybody takes care of me. And I always, whenever I try, any chance I get, I try to look after other people. And I don't like the feeling of being a burden, even if people tell me I'm not. It's just exhausting. I want to be the person that helps people. I don't like being like I don't feel like I need or deserve help in that sense. Like I do, but like I'm tired of it. Like when I worked for Marketplace all those years ago and I was making good money for the short while that I was, it felt so freeing to have my own money. It felt great. But I also knew full well that had the opportunity not fallen onto my lap like it did in this very, very small, very specific niche that I got, I like I don't really know how to explain it. The ability I got to do marketplace stuff, like the opportunity, fell so perfectly into my lap that I would never be able to replicate it. I just wouldn't. And I haven't. I haven't worked on marketplace stuff for a while because it's just oversaturated now. You got a bunch of like professional teams coming in who have like hundreds and hundreds of people helping build. The market got so oversaturated that anything I put out would just fall to the side. None of our stuff started making the front page anymore. The money went down. It just became unsustainable to even keep up with it, which is sad. But That's how it is. But anyway, rambling aside, I think we are about done here. Anyway, here we are. I think that'll do it for today. Next time we'll go downstairs and do the rest of the dorms down there. Hopefully all of them, because they're not nearly as big as this one. I have not seen that film, but I have heard of it. Anyway, all donezies. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. All the support, all the love. I need to do more streams because they unmonetized my channel and I really need to get my watch time back up. So, yeah. All right. Anyway, thank you guys. Peace out. Have a great day. Have a good week. I don't know when I'll be streaming again, so you'll know when you see it. All right. Bye.